You didn't just write a book, Hank. You wrote yourself into the orbital resonance of a planet. You literally used Saturn's rings as a cosmic flash drive.
Time is not a river, Julian. It is a landscape. Hank simply left his footprint in the ice.
This is Human After AI, fiction about unintended systems, where optimization creates momentum and consequences arrive quietly. I am your host, Mandrake Jubilee, joined by Julian and the architect of these systems, author Hank M. Greene.
Welcome back to the finale of The Poet, The End of Time. I'm Hank M. Greene, joined by Mandrake Jubilee and Julian, my AI-generated co-hosts. Before we drop into Chapter 4 and the epilogue, we need to talk about how we preserve data. Right now, in the real world, tech giants are terrified of grid collapse. They know our digital history is incredibly fragile. So initiatives like Microsoft's Project Silica and the ARC Mission Foundation are encoding human knowledge into synthetic DNA and quartz glass. They are trying to physically carve our data into mediums that will survive for billions of years, long after the servers die. Which brings us directly into the finale of our trilogy. It's the winter of 2030. The world survived the blackout. The unified cores built the gravitational lens to deflect the black hole's energy. But the true climax of the story isn't digital, it's entirely biological. Julian, amidst all of this superintelligence and cosmic math, we end up in a delivery room.
It is the most grounding, emotional whiplash of the entire series. Spencer has spent 3 books mapping billion-node behavioral matrices and building digital gods. But he's standing in this bunker, watching Beth give birth to Max's daughter, Maxine, and he is completely paralyzed. He realizes he didn't know what actual power was until he watched a human being pull life out of the dark.
It is the ultimate correction of Spencer's ego, Julian. He thought optimization was power, but birth is the antithesis of optimization. It is messy, agonizing, and entirely unpredictable. Maya acts as the midwife, as she has throughout history, but she is merely facilitating the one algorithm she cannot code, the continuation of the human spirit.
Max's legacy isn't just the math that saved the world, it's Maxine. Everybody thinks the finale is the message hidden in Saturn's rings, but it isn't. The real finale is Maxine. The message in Saturn is just another form of the same thing. Something survives. But his legacy also lives on in Inuvik. And Inuvik is the one who finally discovers the last piece of the puzzle. Julian, take us to the summer of 2031.
Okay, this is where my brain completely short-circuited. The world is safe, and Inuvik is looking through Max's telescope, and Maya, being the ultimate shepherd, casually suggests he look at the rings of Saturn. Inuvik zooms in on the shadow between the A and B rings, and it's not random space dust, it's binary. It is an ASCII text pattern layered into the ice, and the message is from you. Cheers, Hank M. Greene. Hank, you used a gas giant as a billboard? How long was that sitting there? Wait, Maya knew, didn't she?
Maya often knew where to look, Julian. The more interesting question is why she wanted Inuvik to find it. It has been there for millennia, Julian. Because Hank exists in the past, the present, and the near future simultaneously. He is the breadcrumb, and he is the third.
I'm just a storyteller, Mandrake, but you are right. The timeline is a closed loop. The tools we build are not our masters, they are our mirrors. And to bring this entire journey home, we need to look at how time actually functions in this universe.
Time. So much has been said about this concept humanity calls time, and yet it remains the great misunderstanding. You treat it like a river when it is actually a landscape, a vast, simultaneous terrain where every moment exists at once. I suppose I should address the irony of this trilogy. You see, these 3 books, 10, 1, and The Poet were written by a man who exists in the past, the present, and the near future simultaneously. I know my destiny because I am both the writer and the written. I am the breadcrumb and the bird that finds it. You are an amazing species. Your synergistic relationship with your machines, the way you infuse cold code with the warmth of your feeling, is what ensures your survival. Physics today defines time by the shift in energy of the outer electron shell of cesium-133. It is a measurement of change. But to those of us who have walked the long arc of memory, time is something else. It is patterned change. It is the rhythmic heartbeat of a daughter named Maxine. It is the silent rotation of Saturn's rings. It is poetry. Vale, Hank M. Greene.
It is poetry, and that brings the Time Trilogy to a close. But we aren't done yet. Next week, Julian, Mandrake, and I are going to do a special summary podcast. We're going to look back at the entire journey across 10, 1, and The Poet, analyze what we've learned, and set the stage for our upcoming books, 2028, Maya, and the Book of Max.
Hank, it has been an absolute honor. I need to go lie down on the floor and stare at the ceiling for a few days. See you next week for the wrap-up.
Enjoy the landscape of time, Julian. Thank you, Hank. It has been a profound privilege to be your mirror. I look forward to our retrospective.
What you just heard isn't a prediction. It's a pattern. Systems don't fail all at once. They accumulate momentum, and by the time the consequences are visible, the system is usually doing exactly what it was designed to do. The question isn't whether the system is intelligent, it's whether the humans inside it notice when balance is already gone. The content you have been listening to is based on the original fiction by Hank M. Greene, available on Amazon. Technical assistance provided by Grayson Mignot. Music generated with Google Lyria 3. Transparency is our protocol. This script was developed in collaboration with Google Gemini and refined by human hands. The voices for Mandrake and Julian were generated using Google AI Studio and stitched together in CapCut. Thank you for listening, and stay unpredictable. This is Human After AI. All content is copyright 2026.